Hello and welcome to the iETSIT video tutorials. In this first section we will be looking at the web server. So, first of all, what is iETSIT? iETSIT is an app for iOS and Android. But what does it do? It is aimed at students who are thinking of coming over to study or are already studying in the ETSIT. As we will see in the later video tutorials, it consists of three main elements: an iOS app, an Android app, and a web server. In this section, we will focus on the web server. The web server provides not only the backend for the app, but also a complete experience for visitors who access via a web browser. This means that it becomes not only the data the app will download, but also a tool for anyone who has a simple web browser. The great thing is that it adapts and works with all browsers and devices. It doesn't matter if we are working with a computer, a smartphone, a tablet, etc. Let's talk a bit about technical details. The web server displays an HTML web page with a CSS overlay. This makes it perfectly adaptable to everywhere, and it provides the best user experience. Behind the web server is an SQL database which is accessed via PHP. In this way, we provide a very robust access for users. Also, it allows login for administrators to do maintenance. In this way, they don't even have to touch the SQL database. Everything is done from the HTML interface. So, without further ado, let's move on to the walkthrough. This walkthrough will be divided into two sections. In the first, we will see how a normal user will work and interact with iETSIT. And in the second, we will look at how an administrator will do the different tasks he needs to provide maintenance. Hello and welcome to the iETSIT web server. This is the web page that is presented whenever a user accesses the web page. The first thing we can see is we have the ETSIT logo. It is fully functional with CSS and HTML, which means it can be accessed from any device like tablets, mobile devices, computers, whatever. As you can see, we have the navigation items on the left. So let's start with experiences. Experiences is the best way to know what people think about ETSIT who have already been there. In that way, you get a list of people who have been there. For instance, if we choose this one, which is me, and we can see what they think about it. We get their name, a photo they have uploaded it, the dates they were in ETSIT, and the actual experience of what they thought. Also, we get contact details if they have provided them, so we can ask for extra information, for example by email, Facebook or Twitter. And then we get a map which shows where they were when they wrote the experience. This is very useful because in that way we can know if they are in a country that's similar to us, so they might have difficulties which we could encounter, or if on the other hand they might be from different places, and that could be a very enriching experience. As you can see, this is a fully functional Google map which supports zoom. You can change to satellite mode, whatever. Another great thing is it has street view, so I can drop the pin on top of where that person, and I can see where he was when he wrote the experience in a fully functional way. No lag whatsoever. Okay, perfect. When the time comes, you may want to add your experience. You can access the second item on the menu. It will ask you about your name, what dates you were in ETSIT, and it will ask you to tell us your experience. You can upload a photo just by clicking on this and getting a prompt dialog. And what it will do is it will geolocate you automatically using your web browser. In this way, you don't have to let the browser know where you are. It will automatically just take your position and then put you in a map like the one you saw before. Of course, you can change this manually if you don't want that to happen. You can also write your contact details, and finally, you can save your experience. Experience map is a curious way of seeing all the experiences together and knowing where people wrote them from in just one simple glance. For instance, here we're getting 3 pins, where I know this one has been written by Pablo Clemente, this one Rayleigh Ronson, and this one Garrett Humphries. In this way, I may be interested, for example, if I'm from United Kingdom, in the ones that are from United Kingdom, or for countries near me. This is a very easy and simple way to see where people are. And of course, as usual, it is a fully functional Google map. The View News section gives you an oversight of what is happening in the ETSIT, the latest news and how things are going. For instance, we have here some examples, and if we choose the English language conversation debate group in English, we can simply go and search for it, and it will tell us when it is taking place, a brief description of what is happening, where it is taking place, and it can even embed a Google map, which can help us get there. Simple, easy, and effective. We could even click to see it in full screen or access it from here. The next section is the photos of the ETSIT. This focuses on showing a photo tour of our university. We have all the photos embedded here, and clicking on one of them opens up. As you can see, there's no lag whatsoever. It's a very efficient image loading process, and we can change between the different photos with the cursors, or by placing the mouse on top of the image we get a hover button which says next or previous, whatever we prefer. This way we can see the different photos without any lag whatsoever. When we are done, we can click on escape or on close. Tutorial section will have these videos as well as the iOS and Android tutorial videos, and finally through contact details you can contact me in case there's any suggestions or any doubts you may have about the system. In the second part of the video we will be looking at how an administrator will use iETSIT. As you can see from before, here we have a prompt for a login. If we log in as an administrator, apparently everything is the same. We get a message here saying we are logged in, but there doesn't seem to be any apparent difference. However, whenever we view an experience, for instance this one, we get two extra buttons here. The one on the right asks us if we are sure we want to delete. In case we would say yes, it would delete. But we can also get the ability to edit an experience. This means we get the text from the database and we can make changes. That way we can ensure that no content is inappropriate. This time when we look at news, we get a plus button all the time, which allows us to add a new news with all the different fields we had before. The important thing from here is that not only administrators can add news. If we remember from experiences, any person could add an experience even if he was not an administrator, but only administrators could edit the experience because they are the only ones who get these three buttons to delete, to edit and to delete. However, in news, only an administrator can add news, but not only can he add, he can also edit the news. For instance, if we open this up, we get this edit button here, which allows us to change whatever information we may like, or we get the delete button. Asks us if we want to delete. So this is the difference with a normal user. An administrator has lots more privileges, and in that way he can do maintenance of the web page and the web server.